Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It means a lot that you clicked on the video. I just saw the support for the video, the conspiracy video with the iceberg video, and I'm just so happy that you guys like that video. If you guys have any ideas, just let me know and I can make them for you. Today we're going to be defining the eras of Survivor. I know Prem did a video on it, but I have some different opinions, so I figured I'd do it too. So let's get started. First era I have is just simply old school. That's 1 through 8. So that would be Borneo through All Stars. For me, the reason that this era sticks out to me, like as an era itself, is because there's no major twists like Exile and in the Idols. It started to dabble with swaps and like the Outcast twists and stuff like that, but it's still in its it's still in its infancy. And ironically, it's the most popular, even though it's in its infancy. Usually, you think a show would get more popular, but that's just how it was. Next up, we have puberty and teenage years era, which for me is 9 to 14. So they're trying new things, and what's it called? Um, they try like new things that end up being long standing twists, like double tribals and idols are tweaked, until they work, to like perfection after several versions. And tribal divisions get very interesting with men and women in 9. With Palau, you pick your tribes. Guatemala, there's the captain tribes. In season 12 is the old men, old women, and young men and young women. In Cook Islands, it's race, and then in Fiji, it was supposed to be race, but it ended up being haves and have-nots. So I feel like it's very interesting tribe division, and that's kind of what they leaned on as their seller to get people to tune in. Moving on, now we have what is called, for me at least, the golden era of Survivor. So we have, in my opinion, the top four top tier seasons in the span of 6 seasons, because it's 15 to 20 is the golden era for me, because it's great casting. It's probably the best casting that we've ever had or we'll ever see in an era. The twists are no longer needed to be tweaked, and are already balanced and work perfectly. It's not too complicated for viewers to comprehend or too dumbed down either. So it's in a really good medium. So for me, this is the golden era. China to Heroes versus Villains. Dark Ages. For me, the Dark Ages would be 21 to 27. Now, obviously, for Philippines, I wouldn't consider Dark Ages, but I wouldn't consider it like a Cagayan level season. Therefore, it's not enough to bring this whole period out of the Dark Ages. And I think 27 is overrated because the theme was really good, but the theme was the only thing that kept the season, relevant. So 21 to 27, which is Nicaragua to Blood versus Water. So for me, this is all about casting. It's awful. It's awful. They do way too many recruits, but it really isn't even that, because there was a lot of recruits early on in Survivor in the early days, and you have super iconic cast, and that's because the recruits that they got were just bad recruits. They just didn't look deeper enough. If you're gonna go look and find people, you like need to go look and find people that are like interesting. Few twists work. So the only twists that I could think of that actually worked are maybe Redemption Island only in Blood versus Water, and yeah, that's it. Whereas in failed twists can be like the Medallion of Power, Redemption Island, One World. Even though me personally, I do think that One World could work, just not in that specific season with that abysmal cast. The locations were very subpar to average. Like Nicaragua was a pretty cool location. Then they went back to Samoa, which they already went to. And then they went to Caramo. It was just like, okay, like I don't like it's not like Tocantins and Gabon level and Africa and stuff like that. So for me, it stays here in the Dark Ages. And my last one is or no, not this is not my last one actually. So I actually have two more. So the first one's called the Excitement Era, and for me, that's Cagayan to Millennials versus Gen X, or season 28 to season 33. Because for me, this is like this almost like the second golden era. People were like excited again to watch Survivor. And there were new promising advantages like the vote steal and the extra vote, and the super idol that appeared in Kagiyan and Ko Wrong, and casting was kind of back on track. So I feel like they were starting to introduce new stuff, and it was exciting, and it made the show good again. And this last era, which is game changers to winners at war, or 34 to 40, I call it the too much era. There's just too much. The advantages start to become overwhelming and confusing, or are just straight up bad advantages. Like for an example, the vote blocker, legacy advantage, idle nullifier, forced fire making. Let me see. Um, Safety without power, 50-50 coin, extortion, fire tokens. All these get a little bit too much. The advantage menus, and they're very kind of, and there's and as far as the thematic twists like Ghost Sound and Island the Idols, they're kind of unimpactful or just straight up stupid. And casting is very inconsistent. Like season 35, great cast. Season 36, no. Season 37, great cast. Season 38, no. Season 39, great cast. Season 40, great cast. And then season 41 and 42, probably not so much. So, it's like it's back and forth. It's very inconsistent. And that's why I put it as the too much era. So yeah, that's very quickly the eras of Survivor for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot that you guys click on these videos. 83% of you guys aren't subscribed. That's an absolute travesty. Can we change that? Please and thank you. I'm out.